Titans firing Mike Vrabel after 6 seasons.
Another thought, or no, I'm just curious. Because it sucks to lose, Gentry. Because you don't sleep. You want to win for the players that bust their tail.
The Tennessee Titans just did the unthinkable, and the result of what they just did is incredibly significant. It ties into our theory yesterday as to who the New England Patriots might be targeting if they move on from Bill Belichick. So we have updates for you on that front. We also have to bring you the breaking news that broke the NFL today. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we get all that out of the way, break! We made $1,100 off of a $20 entry on Prize Picks. And it wasn't just me, it was everyone that followed these picks on my Instagram story. And the best feeling is the amount of people that made money as a result of this. I mean, bam, 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 bam! My DMs were flooded, so the best part for me was seeing you guys make money as well. But we're not done yet. If you haven't signed up for Prize Picks, use my promo code Mikerophone to double your deposit up until $100 on Prize Picks. And I give away my picks on a daily basis for free on my Instagram story and now my Snapchat story. We're having so much fun doing this. I'm so happy that I made you guys some money. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? One of my favorite parts about this career path is how unpredictable it could be in nature. For instance, the reason why I look fairly disheveled right now is because I was about to go to the gym. And yes, for those of you guys wondering, I do typically look like a complete mess when I just wake up, roll out of bed, and go to the gym. Right as I'm about to walk through my door, we got some breaking news that no one could ever expect. You see, the Tennessee Titans were clearly trending towards the end of their current regime. Ryan Tannehill was clearly on the way out as the Tennessee Titans decided to start Will Levis instead of him and drafted Malik Willis 2 years ago and Will Levis last year. On top of that, Derrick Henry absolutely decimated the Jacksonville Jaguars for one final time in his career, ending their season in a really sad way, I must admit. But once he finally decimated the Jacksonville Jaguars, he said something that shocked many of us. You see, Derrick Henry is entering his age 30 season. We all know in the NFL, once you turn 30 and you're a running back in the NFL, teams are going to look at you and automatically assume that you're washed, unless if you're Raheem Mostert. So in the case of Derrick Henry, since his contract is up, since the Tennessee Titans are clearly heading towards a rebuild, he understood that it was the end of his time in Tennessee. And subsequently, he said this.
Fans, I just want to say thank you for the greatest 8 years of my life, the ups and the downs. Y'all been there for everything, through the adversity, watching me grow as a person and a player, always supporting me. I love y'all. I love seeing the 22s in the stadium. Hopefully I was an inspiration to all the young kids and everybody in the community. Just thank y'all so much. Man, God is good, and tighten up, baby.
Nothing left to be said, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of which, now that I'm not going to the gym, maybe I should get dressed. Mike Vrabel's coaching tenure has been a very unique one because when he took over the Tennessee Titans, he essentially ousted their existing franchise quarterback, Marcus Mariota, and built a team around Ryan Tannehill. And after finishing 9-7 in his first season, he was able to lead the Tennessee Titans to 3 straight playoff appearances, including an AFC championship game in his second season under the helm. And then a very unique event took place, an event that would frustrate any head coach. The Tennessee Titans decided that their franchise wide receiver, A.J. Brown, wasn't worth retaining, and subsequently decided to trade A.J. Brown to the Philadelphia Eagles in return for the 17th overall pick of the NFL draft. You have to bear in mind, the philosophy during the 2022 offseason was wide receiver contracts were becoming way too inflated, and a lot of teams believed that it was the quarterback that made the wide receiver and not the other way around. And Mike Vrabel wasn't happy about this. As a matter of fact, you could even see his reaction when the draft day trade went down. It seemed like he was pissed off at his general manager, and rightfully so, because following this trade, Mike Vrabel would never make it to the playoffs again. The year after, the Tennessee Titans would go 7-10. This past year, they would go 6-11. The writing was essentially on the wall for this roster. They didn't have an answer at the quarterback position. The engine that carried their offense, Derrick Henry was about to hit free agency, and his best years were clearly behind him, and the Tennessee Titans were making moves that were consistent with the rebuild, like trading Kevin Byard to the Philadelphia Eagles, for instance. But the one thing that they had consistently was, without a doubt, their head coach, Mike Vrabel, who's starting to look like the Tennessee Titans' greatest head coach since... Wait, hold on. Jeff Fisher is the greatest head coach in Tennessee Titans history? That can't be. That sounds so weird to say. Your greatest head coach since Jeff Fisher. So the biggest domino to fall in the NFL head coaching carousel is the fate of Bill Belichick. Is Bill Belichick going to return to the New England Patriots, or is he going to go elsewhere? If he does go elsewhere, are they going to orchestrate a trade for him, which is what I believe they will, because I don't think the Patriots will just let Bill Belichick go for nothing, or will they outright part ways with one another? And most importantly, what team is more attractive than the New England Patriots? Because currently Bill Belichick could go to the Washington Commanders. They have $80 million in cap space. They have the #2 overall pick in the NFL draft. They have great skill position players. They have great wide receivers. Some of their good players on defense are still around. So it's not going to take a lot except maybe a brand new franchise quarterback, which Bill Belichick would get to choose in order to go there. At the same time, if you look at the New England Patriots, they have like $70 million in cap space, and they have the 3rd overall pick in the NFL draft. Not that much different. And Bill Belichick gets to stay home. He apparently really likes Nantucket. So far, all we know about this is, according to Jordan Schultz, Bill Belichick has been conducting business as usual in recent weeks without displaying any signs that he might be done. However, Bill Belichick met with ownership on Monday and is scheduled for at least one more meeting as the sides seek a final resolution on his future. Coaches and front office members in the building do not know what will happen. This is solely a Kraft and Belichick decision. There's nothing new on that frontier. But the interesting thing is, yesterday in our video on Bill Belichick, we mentioned how Mike Vrabel is interested in the idea of returning to the New England Patriots should New England part ways with Bill Belichick. The reason I'm bringing all of this up is that Tennessee Titans officially weighed out Mike Vrabel's future, and they decided to fire Mike Vrabel, which is insanity if you think about it, but it's the very truth. According to Adam Schefter, the Tennessee Titans have fired head coach Mike Vrabel. Vrabel led Tennessee to 4 consecutive winning seasons after arriving in 2018, but the Titans have experienced back-to-back frustrating seasons, finishing multiple games under 500 both times. I love how the blame is placed solely on Mike Vrabel. It's not like he had a general manager that traded away his best offensive player and didn't really give him a solution at the quarterback position. I think Mike Vrabel overachieved with his roster, and firing him and placing any blame on him is insane. According to Schefter, Titans owner Amy Adams Strunk wanted fresh perspective in the coaching staff after a 6-18 stretch over the last 2 seasons, including 1-9 in division games. This is so comical to me. If you think Vrabel's the problem and you're blaming Vrabel, then that says a lot about your franchise. Now you might be wondering,
Mike, why would the Tennessee Titans just cut Mike Vrabel and not trade Mike Vrabel?
And the crazy part about this, according to Diana Rossini, the Titans believed that trading Mike Vrabel was too complicated and would take too long. They wanted to move on quickly. I was told Vrabel never asked ownership for a trade or asked out of Tennessee. So that kind of contradicts my theory in regards to maybe Mike Vrabel asked to be released so he could go to the Patriots. But I'd be lying if I didn't say, if the New England Patriots see that Mike Vrabel is now available, a student of Bill Belichick in a completely different way, probably the only successful Bill Belichick coach to come out of that coaching tree, quite possibly because he also played for Bill Belichick, does that mean that the New England Patriots are going to be more likely to be willing to move on from Bill Belichick? Now, on top of this, Diana Rossini tweeted that Titans GM Ron Carthon is now in charge of the coaching search. Carthon has outstanding relationships around the league and is viewed in the building as a leader who understands collaboration. The search begins. The thing is, if I'm a Titans fan, I don't really know what head coach I'd get excited for. I mean, I don't think there's that many upgrades over Mike Vrabel. Even if you brought in a big blue chip head coach like Jim Harbaugh, I still would prefer Mike Vrabel, just based upon what he was able to do with the pieces that were given to him. Even when the Titans weren't making it into the playoffs, their teams were very competitive and found a way to win games that they were favored again. Diana Rossini just spoke to Derrick Henry over the phone. Wow, I'm shocked. Coach Vrabel is a leader of men. He is a great coach and teacher. I I know he will get another opportunity right away. I look forward to it. So there's no question about this. As a result of Mike Vrabel being fired, the NFL coaching carousel got significantly stronger. Now, at this point, we still don't know what the fate of Bill Belichick's going to be. All we know definitively is the fate of Mike Vrabel, and he could go to a myriad of teams. Could you imagine Mike Vrabel on the Los Angeles Chargers with Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams? Could you imagine Mike Vrabel going to the Washington Commanders and teaming up with Bob Myers and Josh Harris to form a brand new superpower that hasn't been relevant in the NFC East for quite some time? Maybe he goes to the Atlanta Falcons and they trade for Justin Fields, and finally he gets Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson and Drake London more involved in their offense. There's so many directions that this can go in, and all we can do is sit back and speculate. I think it'd be a cute story if he ends up on the Patriots, but I really don't think he could go wrong with any of his available options. There's a lot of great coaching gigs out there for Mike Vrabel. So let me know in the comment section down below, where do you think Mike Vrabel's set to go next? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.